What's up guys, JV2017 here. Today I'd like to talk with you all about Evolve and why I love the game and why I think if Evolve does really well, it sells a lot of copies and a lot of people are playing it when the game actually comes out on February 10th, that it will effectively change the landscape of what we see from multiplayer games and really allow devs to take more, I guess, risks with their games and come up with really more, exciting, unique, and refreshing multiplayer games for this new console generation. And the reason I'm really singling out consoles is because a lot of really innovative games are really popular right now that kind of feature the same kind of stuff that I'm going to talk about, like League of Legends and Dota. There are some comparisons that I can make, and I'll get to those in a little bit. However, this game is all about asymmetrical multiplayer. That's the phrase that I'm going to be using a lot throughout this video, so I'm going to go ahead and explain what the difference is between symmetrical and asymmetrical multiplayer. So, Call of Duty is a prime example of symmetrical multiplayer. So it's even teams, it's balanced, it's 6v6, in an ideal scenario. And the other thing is, you're soldiers fighting soldiers. There's nothing different between the teams, You're not aliens fighting humans, you are just super soldiers fighting super soldiers. That's Call of Duty, that's symmetrical multiplayer. Asymmetrical multiplayer can involve a variety of things. So, first off, uneven teams. That's what Evolve is all about. Actually, 2K's campaign for this game was hashtag 4v1 on Twitter. So everyone that was really excited about Evolve and played the alpha and maybe playing the beta right now, they put hashtag 4v1 on Twitter because that's what Evolve is. It's uneven teams. It's the monster who is admittedly a lot more powerful than a single hunter against 4 hunters that are trying, of course, hunt and kill the monster before it kills them. That's what asymmetrical is all about. And another thing that asymmetrical is about is, the characters that you're controlling are different. So the hunters are obviously completely different. They have completely different abilities amongst themselves, but more importantly, completely different from the monster. So it's like, humans fighting a monster, humans fighting an alien in that sense. That's why it's really asymmetrical. And I think Evolve is truly the first game that emphasizes this asymmetrical multiplayer and really pulls it off, does it very, very well. So I'm going to make some comparisons to previous games that had asymmetrical multiplayer for you guys real quick. So first off is Left 4 Dead. So Left 4 Dead was actually made by the same developer that's making Evolve right now, and the same people. So it used to be Valve, now some of those people left and made Turtle Rock Studios. And Left 4 Dead was all about survivors, 4 survivors versus the infected. And I think there were some modes where people could play as infected, but that falls under that category of asymmetrical because it's humans versus, another species, infected, that have completely different abilities. They're not all the same. It's not this cookie cutter, loadout system like Call of Duty. It's inherently different. Another example is Dead Space 2. Dead Space 2, I don't know if a lot of you know this, had multiplayer. I played it, and it had engineers versus necromorphs. Now, I believe the teams were even in that scenario. However, again, they're just completely different characters that you're controlling with new abilities. They completely play different. They require different strategies. That is asymmetrical. Another game, BioShock. BioShock, actually, you started out as the same, but the reason I picked BioShock 2, which again had multiplayer, surprisingly, is because one player could become the Big Daddy, and that completely changed the scope of the game. People would team up to try to take down the Big Daddy. Otherwise, the Big Daddy would kill everyone. And so that's kind of what's going on with Evolve as well. The monster is, deadly. It's a deadly force, and if it singles out any one person, it's going to take them out. It requires teamwork to take out the monster, and that really is something that symmetrical multiplayer games, I think, are lacking, is teamwork and this kind of emphasis of having roles. So the big thing I love about Evolve is that every single role has its importance and is vital to you killing the monster. So in Evolve, if you guys don't know, there's the trapper responsible for trapping the monster. As you can tell, we put the dome down on top of the monster. Actually, we missed. But anyways, that's what the trapper does. Traps the monster, of course. The support supports its teammates. So supports the team just with shields or whatever. It depends on what kind of, character, your support character you're using. Assault is responsible for damaging, bringing pretty much the most damage to the monster. And then the medic is responsible for keeping the team alive. Now, Battlefield is an example of, I think, more of a symmetrical multiplayer, but it has this class-based system. However, I don't think it really matters because anyone can pick whatever they want. It's really about how you want to play, not about what your team really needs. Now, if you guys are big Battlefield fans and think I'm wrong, go ahead and tell me, but I didn't really play Battlefield a lot. However, I feel like the roles in Evolve are far more essential, far more important than they were in a game like Battlefield. Because if you have a bad trapper, you're not going to trap your monster. If you have a bad medic, everyone's going to die. You're not going to kill the monster. So each role is essential. And I think that's a great feeling to have in a competitive multiplayer kind of game like Evolve, where everyone has a role that truly matters. And if if one person falls down on the role, it affects the whole team and it affects the outcome of the game. So guys, let me know in the comment section below, do you think Evolve, if it does well, like I'm saying, will, kind of revolutionize what we're going to look at in terms of multiplayer? Are we going to see some more asymmetrical kind of games, some more really creative, like aliens versus humans kind of games? Because I'm all about that. I love those kind of games, and I think there are some really interesting avenues that developers could explore for future games, in this console generation, and I'm really excited for it. Also, let me know if you enjoy Evolve as much as I do, because I really like Evolve. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on the real game. Can't wait to play it. And click that like button if you enjoyed this video, and also subscribe for more videos coming soon. A lot of Evolve. I recorded a lot of Evolve gameplay, beta gameplay yesterday. I have a ton just stocked up. So I have a lot of things to talk about with Evolve, maybe some tips and tricks, some strategies, how to use certain, hunters to their advantages, and all that fun stuff. Maybe some nice synergy between certain hunters that you want to use and maximize your, ability to take down the monster. Maybe some monster tips as well. I've got some monster gameplay of me going around and killing hunters. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it. Hope you guys are as well. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you all next time. Peace.